Hello, hello. And welcome back to Minotaur Hotel. We're with the goodest boys. The best boys. The only boys in this game? Yes, this is facts that no one can deny. I nodded. Oscar carefully pushed the conch into the middle of the flames with a stick as he began to speak.
Sorry if I ain't the best at this, but... So, once upon a time, long ago, there was a woman called, Io.
Io?
Imperial Order, who was, picked by a god as his lover. When the god's wife became suspicious, he ended up turning Io into a cow.
Oh, Io, okay. Oh, yeah. Good old Yukari representation. Everyone's favorite Arcana lover. But the Lover's Arcana persona user. Everyone's favorite.
Into a cow to keep her hidden from her. But that backfired when she asked for Io as a gift. Then, the goddess sent Io to be kept by her trusted guard, a giant with 100 eyes who never slept. And the story goes on. Ain't that right, P? Pedro's not your real name, is it?
Names are a powerful thing, if you know what to make of them. I told you, Pedro is what my grandpa called me. It's what's written on my documents, but my people, we're meant to be replaceable. So our name is also our position. Back before mythicals became rare, we all shared a single name. Eventually, we'd die in our service, and another one of us would be sent, and life would go on.
So, give me your name. Your real name.
I almost retched. Dad would be so proud of you for asserting your position. Though, would Grandpa be?
No. Do I gotta guess it then? Dargos. Panoptis. That's where the P comes from, ain't it? See, I can play detective too.
He chuckles. He chuckled with so much joy in his voice that I could have strangled him. Okay.
Now, was that so bad?
More than you could ever imagine.
I'm Io, and you're the,
Panots... Yeah, this is... Panotes... Pantes...
I get it now. Why you're so fixated on paperclips and recursion. But, I know what I can do. I'll release you from it.
Oscar stood in one swift motion, looking instantly at the crackled and fire-licked conch, took a deep breath, and brought his hoof down on it in one mighty stomp. In a rush, a wind from within the flames blew the fire almost entirely out. What embers were left around the perimeter of the pit illuminated a little shining object.
It's done. You made me a charm, so I made you an amulet to keep you safe from recursion.
After some tentative poking to make sure it wasn't still hot, Oscar picked up the small band from among the remains of the shattered shell. He sat back down and took my hand. His skin and fur felt so much warmer than the amulet. He finally got a good look at the thing. It was a bracelet made with little wooden beads and a single bigger one.
I hope you don't mind, but I remembered you saying that your Gramps made you a bead bracelet charm, and it broke when he died. The spell required something that's valuable to you. I didn't want to spoil the surprise, but I wasn't sure if you'd like it, so I only took one bead. The spellbook said I had to make something that broke a cycle, so I took that one and put it on a bracelet with different beads. So it's, like, the one thing breaking recursion, you know. Is it alright?
It was still warm in my hand, despite the darkness. It shimmered with the last remnants of magic around us. I put it on. The size was just right for me, and the shape perfect for the spell. A spellbook right, if I've ever seen one, and it was Oscar who did it. Not a month ago, he was homeless, living by a pond and stealing food to survive. Now that rowdy goddamn kid had a job and about to start school, was happy about his future, and had performed a rite for me. Heh, yeah, it's all good, kid. Grandpa chose to stay, because of his family, or because of his dream of finding the hotel again. It's all the same either way. Look where it got him. But I can take my chance and leave. Start that post-grad. Even if it sinks me further into debt, at least it'll get me out of this cycle. But what about Oscar? I can't bring him with me, can I? God, is that really the only way out? I can't leave him. Not when he's just started to get his life in order. And if I do go, am I ever going back to the hinterlands? Will I ever have a chance to find the hotel again? No, goddammit. I can't hold on to this crazy dream any longer. This is my chance to break free from generations of bloodshed, and if I don't take it, I'll end up just like Grandpa. And if you do, you'll have to leave the kid behind, barely gotten on his feet, and you've already bailed on him. What a shitty father figure you turned out to be. Just like the old bastard. Just like Gramps. Go. If you're so keen on saving your sorry hide, then go. But don't you ever forget, you promised the world to this kid, and you left him as soon as it was convenient for your shitty ass. Did you really think doing good would be that goddamn simple? Or was making all those nice little promises just an easy way to get him under your thumb while he was still useful? Leave him. Just like your fucked up Gramps left all the people he killed. It's murder, either way. And there's a nice, cozy spot in hell waiting just for you. Right next to him. And every other fucked up piece of shit in your bloodline.
Pedro, are you alright?
I look up to his eyes, glimmering in the night like diamonds. He's a good kid. All he ever needed was someone to give him a proper chance at life. At least for a while. And just for long enough that he could get a decent enough job to pay rent. And then, some sick, sorry bastard came peacocking around and giving him breadcrumbs while passing them off as diamonds, and the kid got hooked on his lies and attitude. Sick, goddamned freak. Got him wrapped nice and tight around your finger, don't you? Just like that old giant and his prisoner. You can run as far and fast as you like, but you know how it'll go. Heads I win, tails you lose. Recursion'll make you its fucking punchline, and then life'll wring your goddamn neck. I guess there really are some cycles that can't be broken. No matter hard you try. Okay. Sorry, Oscar. Oscar looked out at the lights of boats and ships in the distance, fiddling with his haul of seashells and on his lap. Every so often, I looked down at the amulet around my wrist. Okay. I don't know if it steeled my resolve or broke me to resignation. Wait, was that? No, there was a thing there. Okay. Okay. Grandpa, I'm so sorry. This hotel can't exist. None of it can be real. And you. You were the only one who ever showed me a real shred of love. But I can't take this anymore. There it is. The road got blurry. Real big man. Too tough to wipe away your tears, and not too tough for a fucking car crash. Oscar's hand on my shoulder brought me out of my thoughts. His ears flicked with concern.
Pedro!
He's been looking at me, but something caught his eye off in the distance. He squeezed my shoulder. With his other hand, he pointed ahead.
Pedro, what's that?
Okay. Oh. Oh, are we back with the other Minotaur? Okay. Hundreds of masters have come and gone over the many centuries we have kept our vigil. Good and evil, kind and ruthless, heretical and pious. One must wonder, then, after witnessing that parade come and go, is this master a lover of justice? Does he look to his charge, the sweet-sounding darling, and believe that his own kindness brings justice to this unrepented realm? If a courthouse is rotten to its core, and only dispatches the innocent of the foulest of torments, wouldn't you say that preventing its decree might be the finest act one might perform? Or is this master a fierce punisher of hubris, an adamantine renegade, is skeptical of the law and so-called authority which sentenced his Asterion to this wretched land? Then he might dream of overturning the whole sordid charade, not realizing that his revolt is the greatest fairness of them all. Oh, he's wearing this outfit again. Okay. Or did I put this on him? Wasn't he wearing the uniform before? With the glasses? Wasn't that way? It's fine. Or perhaps he does it out of love alone. The Cretan prince sat with these and similar thoughts for a good long while, his back warmed by the dawn. One could argue that affection, attempted by virtue, is a fertile seedbed for its own brand of justice. It is fair and beautiful that good be paid with good. So much is asked of justice, to lay pain and agony unto evildoers, but in ancient times justice was invoked to reward the good. One would mention with reverence the gentle ones many more times than invoking grave the self same furies. Okay. Oh, there he goes. Okay. Perhaps the good, fine master knows where this is going, even as he still slumbers, caught within a fit-fuel dream or two. It's back to that big old darling sitting in the fresh little apartment he shared with his so-called business partner. An entire morning spent in there, reading that so precious, massive... missive? That so precious missive? From his Lord Hades. Okay. He took in 2 or 3 sentences, stopped, and found his mind wandering, perhaps too shy away from admitting to those unfamiliar thoughts which bubbled up. Morning became afternoon. Outside his sanctuary, the hotel came alive. Afternoon paddled with lazy ease towards that appointed, anticipated time. He rose and paced out, thinking about the staff preparing the hotel's grand reopening, then sat back down to take in more of the letter. Perhaps he should have been looking forward to his crowning as one of two kings of this realm, but his focus kept returning to one single thing: the dedicated, almost effeminate calligraphy upon that page. He closed his eyes and drew in a breath. How odd it was that such a little thing, just the smallest of details in those old letters, held the power to send his ancient mind back in time. It was said back then, before the spirit of humanity overtook the world, that beneath the godly firmament, okay, and pronouncing things is hard, guys. Sky, below the well-trodden land and gem-crusted veins of ore, a kingdom had been carved out inside a hollow within the earth. Many were the legends about its horrifying vistas and depraved torments. Parents, as always, were keen to share them with their unruly children, and the hybrid prince, of course, was no stranger to those tales. Nothing, however, could prepare him for what he saw. Purest of all waters, filtered free through marsh and earth, and rock of all foul sediment, poured down in soulless waterfalls, and from the stalactites. Whirlpools of bountiful wellsprings flowed, filtered and cycled back up to the mortal realm. Roots dangled like children's feet from the ceiling far, far above. At times, petrichor, scented water would drip from them, too, making for something like the quietest, softest of rain. Neither could the prince have anticipated farms and bountiful as the underground as the underground is dim, nor a sprawling city of the dead as bright as its inhabitants' souls. For his first days in the realm of Hades, the prince stayed under the care of Radamantes, his uncle. The old judge was far too keen to introduce him to dozens of long deceased relatives. As much as when he was a child, being the center of attention made him almost dizzy with nerves. A week after his arrival, the prince made his way through the town. An important meeting had been arranged. Each street corner graced him with new and exquisite dialects and languages, and rare faces from races and lands long forgotten. He passed by trees so tall their canopies acted as columns for the world above. Their bark was decorated with diamonds, rubies, sapphires, gold, silver, all the finest gifts of the underground. 1,000-year-old elders and their grandchildren ran and shouted together, locked in a timeless joy, both hopeful and terrified. Alleys and avenues alike echoed with the wailing of great, strong men killed in battle, at once pleading for their beloveds coming and praying for their enjoyment of long, rich lives. He saw beggars well-fed and clad in glimmering robes of gold, and queens reduced to pulling each other's locks over titles and nobilities long forgotten. He saw monsters much like himself, hybrids either in body or soul, their muzzles red and dripping with juice of pomegranates. Asterion saw on those streets every inequality and defect that runs wild under the gods' heavens, and so did he see all that is good and worth saving. Life beyond life. A richer existence, by far, than he was ever allowed to enjoy during his time on the surface, seemed possible here. The town was encircled by mountains, a zigzagging range with which formed a cradle around it. He made his way to the tallest peak, climbed stairs and wandered pathways, and meandered through gardens of life beyond life. There, closest to the surface, was a palace. At its heart was a long courtyard, quieter than sleep, which overlooked all the great kingdom of the dead. Hello! And from the edge of the courtyard, its king surveyed his great achievement, eyes cast upon his land and people, hands firmly holding a bowl which brimming with fragrant drink.
Radames' nephew, Asterion of Crete, correct? Yes, Your Majesty.
The sound of the gods. Yeah, you know what? I'll stop here. This sounds like a good place to stop. We're 20 minutes in. Whatever. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'll see you around, everyone.